Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachakwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashom, Yahweh Shai. And welcome to another series of quick and important information being brought to you by the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashom, Yahweh Shai. The title of this article is called, excuse me, Some 230 whales beached in Tasmania, rescue efforts on the way. So as you may know, the whole state of this world is basically in shambles because the wicked is in rulership. And the reason why a lot of these sea creatures are beaching themselves is because the ocean is uninhabitable for the vast majority of these creatures. In just a moment, ahchyam, I am currently at my job right now, so somebody's going to walk in here shortly. But you know, when the wicked is in rulership, expect to see plastic in the ocean, expect to see nuclear radiation or nuclear radioactive waste in the oceans, expect to see all types of harmful metals in the oceans, expect to see all type of what's the word I'm looking for? Chemicals in the oceans from these different chemical plants, you know, and when you really research it, a lot of these chemical plants that you see, you know, like Goodyear for an example, chemical plants like Goodyear, what else? Chemical plants like Washington Mills, chemical plants that deal with, you know, the making of different chemicals like plastic to rubber and all this other shit. A lot of these chemical plants, they use water that come from rivers or oceans.
Morning.
Good morning. All right now.
Have a good one.
You too.
Thanks.
And a lot of the water that is being used from these chemical plants are being recycled. You see? They're being recycled. Meaning the water that these chemical plants or power plants or nuclear plants are using, the water is coming from the river, right? But then it's being recycled and it's literally being sent back into the river. So there's a constant pollution that is going on within these oceans and rivers, which is why, you know, it's not good to eat a lot of fish. Because a lot of these fishes they sell to you in the markets have radiation in them. They have chemicals in them, metals, plastics, you know. Some of these fishes, some of these sea creatures, like turtles. They're found with plastic straws in their nose. You know, it's disgusting. So it says some 230 whales beached in Tasmania, right? It says rescue efforts underway. So down here, and the reason why these whales are beaching themselves, because you didn't really hear about whales beaching themselves like this back in the ancient world. You didn't hear about sea creatures beaching themselves like this. The reason why these whales are beaching themselves is because they don't want to live in the oceans no more. They know that something is wrong with their environment. So in order to escape the pollutions of their habitations, they got to beach themselves, which is sad, because they belong in the ocean. They don't belong on land. Okay, look at this. I can't really.
Down on the beach, Ocean Beach, at the heads of Macquarie Head here. It was certainly a very distressing and devastating scene on the beach. You could see the whales were throwing around their tails.
Distressing and horrible thing to see, but who's responsible for this? Your nation is, okay? Whose idea was it in the first place to build chemical plants and dump landfills of trash in the oceans? Because the oceans are filled with trash. A lot of these people, you're wondering, well, all these city dump areas where all the trash and stuff is at, where do they take all these landfills worth of garbage at? Well, they dump them in the oceans. They put them on ships, and then what they'll do is they'll sail way out into the deep part of the oceans, and they'll literally dump all the trash deep into the oceans. So all your garbage that you're throwing away in your trash can, they go to landfills, but then if they want to make room in these landfills to dump away more trash in, they'll take mountains, they'll take hills upon mountains of trash, they'll put them on ships, they'll set sail far out into the deep end of the oceans where it's very, very deep at, and then what they'll do is they'll take the trash and they'll dump it into the deepest parts of the ocean. So now you got these sea creatures who have to deal with the pollutions of the oceans.
Was in distress, and unfortunately we've learned that at least half of the whales that have been stranded have already died, and it's certainly a heartbreaking thing to see this sheer amount of animals in such just.
Yo, shut the fuck up, dude. It's a heartbreaking thing to see. You motherfuckers don't care about nothing. Okay? Y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of hypocrites. Y'all don't care about life. And as a matter of fact, let's get that in the book of Habakkuk. Chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in them. Whose soul is not upright in them? The nation of Edom. Okay? And that's starting with the so-called elites, trickling down to the rest of their nation, the people. their spirit is not upright, which is why they're committing all this wickedness on the planet. But the just shall live by his faith. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. And that's the key point. Okay, he is as death. Wherever this man goes, he brings death. He brings nothing but death, confusion, the destruction, debilitation, destability. Okay, he brings all of this, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So Revelation chapter 16 verse 3, and the second angel poured out his vial upon the sea, and it became as the blood of a dead man, and every living soul died in the sea. Okay, so what you see here are sea creatures beaching themselves. Real soon you're going to start seeing the price. Real soon you're going to start seeing the price on fish go up. You know? You're going to start seeing the price on fish go up. You're going to start seeing the price on certain types of lawful fish go up. Because they're dying at an alarming rate. And I got one more scripture before I close this out. Proverbs 29 verse 2. And this is what it says. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Okay? When the righteous are when the righteous are in authority, the scriptures tell you the people rejoice. But are the righteous in rulership? No, the wicked is in rulership. And that is presuming to the book of Job 9 verse 24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covereth up the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And it's not just the people, the animals, the marine life, the birds, the insects, the bugs, the beasts of the earth. The whole world is at a state of mourning because the wicked is in rulership. But with that, I'm going to say, Shalom is on to the next one.